Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Good morning. 9:03. Happy Wednesday, the 22nd day of January. And it belongs to all of us right here in the heart of the 618. We got a good one for all of you. Kind of a laid back one, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not feeling the best today. I woke up just not feeling too hot. So, but I'm not sick or anything. I'm just kind of like, we're going to get through this together. Hey, Sydney Sinks, hopefully, is going to join us in a couple of minutes. I did not tell her that we were doing Blog Talk today. I kind of just threw it on the screen and was hoping for the best. I hope that she saw that, and hopefully she got the notification we were on the air today, and we're good to go. She'll join us at 9:20, hopefully, for Blog Talk, and then Lacy McDonald joins us at 10:10. Then in the meantime, in between that, just kind of a laid-back show today, and getting through our Wednesday. At 9:04, here's what you need to know. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update, and you join myself and the 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work weekend on Saturdays with that daily email update. The major case squad of Greater St. Louis has been activated in the to investigate a homicide that did occur early Tuesday morning. Authorities responded to reports of gunshots and discovered 32-year-old Portia L. Rowland fatally shot near a garage on Olive Street. More than 30 investigators are currently working on this case. Collinsville police have stated there is no active threat to the community. They are urging anyone with information to come forward, with tips being accepted through the local police department or Crime Stoppers. Community cooperation is crucial in solving this tragic incident. Also in the news today, in serious news, 2 local sex offenders, Chad Phelps II and Michael Cherry, have been charged in Madison County for failing to register as required by law. Both men, age 35, face 2 Class 2 felony charges, marking their second offenses. Cherry hasn't had an additional Class 3 felony charge for possessing methamphetamine. A petition highlights Cherry's repeated failures to register and his extensive criminal history, labeling him a flight risk. Phelps was charged after not registering within 3 days of moving. Both offenders have been granted pretrial release, and charges are based upon probable cause, not an indication of guilt. Also in the news today, a 36-year-old woman from Glen Park, New York, has been charged in Jersey County with possession of a stolen firearm. Here's what we know on this. Joanna A.M. Hodgkins is accused of possessing a 9mm Beretta on January the 13th, knowing it was stolen. According to court documents, she allegedly stole that firearm herself. Currently, Hodgins remains in custody while awaiting a fitness examination. It's important to note the charges based upon probable cause. We have more updates on this case out of East Alton. We were discussing this yesterday on Top of the Hour News. Antonio M. Shaw, 19, facing charges of aggravated robbery and theft following an incident on January the 12th in Wood River. Despite the severity of the charges, Shaw was released by a judge under the Safety Act, requiring the electronic monitoring and barring contact with the victims. That's an update to the news brief that was out yesterday. The robbery occurred after a deal to exchange property went awry, leading to Shaw and 2 accomplices forcibly taking items from the victim, with Shaw allegedly threatening to use a firearm. Officers quickly apprehended Shaw after he fled, recovering a firearm along his escape route. But Antonio Shaw, that man from East Alton charged with aggravated robbery, was released under Safety Act conditions. Also in the news today, Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery made a significant impact by supporting over 100 local organizations through monetary donations and employee volunteer efforts, totaling over $1.1 million. Director Melissa Erker highlighted the refinery's commitment to enhancing community well-being by prioritizing high-impact projects in education, environment, and safety. Notable contributions include over $355,000 to local initiatives and $185,000 in corporate grants for regional projects. Additionally, employees logged over 10,600 volunteer hours, leading to $230,000 in grants through the company's volunteer programs. Phillips 66 aims to continue strengthening community ties and investing in future leaders. A great write-up there from one of our community partners. Also, in the news today, Alton Police Department welcomed 2 new officers, Jacob Federke and Terrence Stokes, following their graduation from the Illinois State Police Academy. Recently, they completed their training and are set to undergo additional preparation in the department's patrol division. During the graduation ceremony, Captain McRae and Sergeant Espinoza congratulated the new officers on their significant career milestone. The department, they expressed pride in their achievements and will support the officers as they train under a field training officer. Their addition reflects the department's commitment to enhancing public safety and community engagement. Also in the news today, Centerstone, brand new partner back on the show here on our daily show. We're so excited to have them. Is excited to unveil its new community pantry on February the 5th at 9:30 a.m. at the Edward Street Clinic in Alton. The initiative aims to support individuals and families facing food insecurity. The pantry, which will provide non-perishable food and essential household items, is a testament to Centerstone's dedication to community needs and meeting them. Attendees are encouraged to bring non-perishable food items to help stock the pantry. CEO Ann Tyree emphasizes that the pantry represents hope and a compassion for those in need. The event includes remarks from leadership and light refreshments, inviting community engagement. We'll keep you updated, and Riverbender will be on hand to see the unveiling of that community pantry. Finally in the news today, the Village of Godfrey set to advance a nearly $700,000 project to extend Stamper Lane following the unanimous approval of a contract with Stutz Excavating Inc. of Alton. The project, costing a maximum of $692,541.81, will be financed through tax increment financing funds, also known as TIF. The extension will add 200 feet to Stamper Lane, transforming the current 3-way intersection at Godfrey Road into a 4-way intersection, necessitating modifications to existing traffic signals. Stutz submitted the lowest bid among the 2 that were received, securing the contract for this significant infrastructure improvement. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge. All righty, let's take a look at our weather. It is already like 3 times warmer than it ever was yesterday. I mean, it was -1 at this time yesterday. Now we're at 17. We got to be positive out there. You got to be positive. All righty, let's look at this weather, shall we? Let me get back on mic here. 16 degrees in downtown Alton. It's actually 17. Feels like 11. Today, times of clouds and sun, and today breezy and not as cold. Tonight, cloudy. This evening, then partly cloudy later on. Humidity sitting at 60%. Air quality at 46, which is good. And for your next 5 days, here's what they look like, and not too shabby. I mean, it could be worse. A high of 33 today, a low of 24 degrees. On Thursday, a high of 26, a low of 7. On Friday, a high of 28 degrees, a low of 20. And on Saturday, a high of 44 and a low of 25 degrees. Man, I am telling you what, I'm hurting today. On Sunday, a high of 35 and a low of 20. All partly sunny skies. There's no rain in the forecast, no snow coming down the pipeline. Just really a mild winter and outlook in the next 5 days. Saturday looks pretty hopeful, though. 45 to 50. Life's looking pretty good. Hey, you can always stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather. You can also text RB to 618-202-4618. That's RB, just the capital letters R&B, and you send that to 618-202-4618, and you can sign up for instant weather updates, breaking news alerts, and anything and everything you truly need to know to get you through the day as informed as possible. You can also give that landmark phone number a call. You know what's funny? My grandma finally learned that RiverBender.com is now the owner of the phone number. It has been for a while. We were talking the other day. She goes, I just called that time and temp line. It is 1 degree outside. I go, we run that. And she just fell out of her chair. Had the time of her life learning that. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. All righty, my friends. Sydney Sinks will be joining us in a couple of minutes. But Centerstone, while I have you, is going to be joining us back on the show starting in February. We're super excited about that. They were a great partner last year and really had some great conversations about substance use disorder treatment and the ways that Centerstone tries to be proactive in the community. We also have new segments starting with Absolute Healthcare and OSF, St. Anthony's Health Center, and all these really great additions to the show. It's a great year so far, and if you're somebody out there that always watches the show, maybe you have an organization or a company, maybe it's a bigger company that has a couple of employees, maybe you're a local car dealership, maybe you're a local real estate office and you have a couple of brokers and you want them to get some exposure, join the team. We'll have a chat, make sure that we're the right fit, the right partnership, because I just don't believe in all of that, just take the money and run type of mentality. We always like to make sure that it'll be a good segment, the content will be good for the audience, and everything will just really be on the best step forward. So we'll have a quick chat, we'll see if it works, and then you can be a part of the Daily Show roster right here. I mean, we're kind of growing an army here. We got Hainer Light, we had some good people on this show, and you could be one of them too. One of those good people that has just joined the show is OSF Healthcare, and I'm so excited to bring OSF on. We've had OSF on for years now, and talking to their wonderful, caregivers, and just they're wonderful doctors, they're wonderful nurses, all the great people that are involved in the organization. Our first interview was with the new president of OSF St. Anthony's Health Center, Zach Yoder, and it's really great just to know that at all levels of the hospital, from the admin side all the way across the board to, maintenance. It's everyone is there for a mission, and that mission's really to just be there for its patients and community, and that's what I think is so important. And if you go stop by OSF Healthcare's website, you'll see all of the new updates at St. Anthony's. I mean, we talk about them all the time, and I'm just really glad to have them on the show. If you guys need a primary care provider, please go to osfhealthcare.org and make sure that you go with one that's right here locally in the OSF network. I highly encourage it. They're a great partner for us, and they're a great partner for the community. At 9:16, we'll take a quick break. While I still have a voice, because I'm losing it quick, I feel it going. We're going to take a quick break and talk to Sydney Sinks, and we'll come back with more Daily Show right after this. But first, the Alton Skycam.
Try and test that, you're bound to get served. Love's what I got, don't start a riot. You feel it when the dance gets hot. Love is what I got. I said remember that. Love is what I got. Remember that. Love is.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor, Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget. His economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
So let's leave it alone, 'cause we can't see eye to eye. There ain't no good guy, there ain't no bad guy. There's only you and me, and we just disagree.
Little mellow music today.
Yeah, calm way to, ease into the show.
I don't think I can talk over Motown today because my voice is really kind of weak today. It's weird. It's like I can feel it all in my, I can feel the tension.
That's interesting, but you started off fine, you say.
I started off hot.
Interesting.
I jumped up, I put the polo shirt on.
Yeah, you look nice.
I kept the no sweatpant thing going. And, by about 8:30, I kind of just fell off a cliff.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And that's a rough way to begin the day, so I'm sorry about that.
We're here, though.
You're going to bounce back.
Yeah. Rehab, recover, and return home.
Exactly.
Bounce back. But you have a busy day.
Yeah, I do have a busy day. I'm going to SIUE to the Martin Luther King Day luncheon, which is going to be really cool. And the keynote speaker is his goddaughter, so
Really?
I cannot wait. Yeah,
That'd be fascinating.
Azalea Abernathy, so I cannot wait. That'll be great.
I was supposed to have a conversation with Chancellor Minor. I got to get that back on the horn.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, he was supposed to come on during the tape shows, but it got all combined.
But that'll be fun.
That will be a good one.
He's an interesting guy, and there's always got really cool things happening at SIUE, so that'll be fun.
We really do.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of good colleges around here, too. That's what's interesting for our area. For us kind of being, more of a... we're next to St. Louis, but we're still located in the middle of a bunch of cornfields, too. To have, a Division I college and then D2 college right next to it. There's a ton of places.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome, to be honest with you. To be frank, it's really cool. And so
if you're young, you don't need to move anywhere. Please stay here.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling people.
That's a good point.
We got it here. We got it here. We just got to get the people to stay.
Absolutely true. Yeah, there's a lot of good things happening, so it's great to see.
So you set a goal.
I set a goal. My goal is I am going to be flying soon again. I don't know if you remember from last fall, but I flew recently, and it made me very nervous. And so
where'd you fly to?
I flew to Colorado last fall,
right.
so that was fun. It was a great trip, a great time. That being said, I just trembled my way through takeoff, and it just was. Yeah. I was very nervous. But my goal.
Take a couple of CBD gummies.
Yeah, maybe that's the way to do it. Go to Village.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, my goal is to actually go on this trip. So I have these tickets to go see a couple of friends, I go see a couple of friends, and basically the goal is to actually get on the plane, do it, and then go on the trip, and then even though the whole thing makes me really anxious, and that's the bigger theme of the blog post is the whole thing makes me really anxious, but I'm trying to do it scared and just do it anyway.
Where are you going?
Well, it's interesting you ask. So I'm going to Pennsylvania to see a friend out there who's in med school, but then as of yesterday, I impulse bought some
concert tickets in Los Angeles. So we're going to see what happens there. So
What?
Yeah, so we'll see what
hold
happens.
on here. Now I'm concerned. What is going on here, Sydney? What happened? Who said it to you?
Well,
So I got a question.
Yeah.
How long is your trip?
not that long, just a couple of days. So
Well,
it's
how
going
are
to
you
be a
gonna
really
get
quick
across the
turnaround. It's going to be a really quick turnaround. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's going to be very hectic, but
Oh
yeah.
my God. So hold on. You got to break this down. So when do you fly into Pennsylvania?
That's later in the spring, so that'll be fun. That'll be great to go see.
It's not the same trip.
No, not the same trip. Yeah, no, to clarify.
You were confusing me. I
No,
thought you
sorry.
said that while you're there, you decided, you know what? Why don't we just go to LA too?
No, luckily, no.
Okay.
It's not the same trip.
That's why I was concerned.
Couple of days different. No, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, I'm going to see a friend who's in med school in Pennsylvania, which will be really fun. I'll be traveling with a couple of other friends. We're gonna go have a nice time together. But then, yeah, in a couple of weeks after that, I have bought these tickets to go to LA. So we're just going to see what happens.
You got concert tickets, you said.
Concert tickets, yeah.
Hold on here. Did you put the name of the concert in this article?
I did not, no.
Good, because I haven't read it yet. I seriously, everyone thought I was kind of being tongue. I did not tell you we were doing Blog Talk today. This was a last-minute decision because CJ wasn't feeling the best, and I just said, let's do this.
I'm happy to be here. But no, I definitely checked. I pulled up your show to watch Top of the Hour News and was like, oh, I guess I'll see CJ soon.
There is nothing that sounds smoother than Top of the Hour News. You know, I think it is just such a great line.
It is a good line, and you do it well.
It's a term, not really a line. I shouldn't act like I coined that phrase.
But you make it your own.
I do have a cadence, you know.
You do have a way about you, yes.
So now let's play 20 questions here at this concert.
Okay.
Pop.
Sort of.
Okay. Mainstream.
Not really.
Okay. Hollywood Bowl.
No.
Okay. Random venue.
Yes.
Okay, I'm out of ideas.
Okay. Lucy Dacus.
Okay, I would have never got.
Okay,
See, I was like, I would have, because I kind of know the big shows that are going on, but okay.
This is
Who's
like
she?
sad girl music. So this is the kind of music I enjoy. This is just depressing love songs, and so I look forward to it. It'll be fun.
Okay. Well, this is cool. So, how long she been in the game?
She's been in the game for a while. She won a Grammy with her band Boy Genius with Phoebe Bridgers recently, if you're familiar with that, and it's okay. That's more sad girl music, so, you know, I get it, not your thing. But yeah,
no, it's cool. I like it.
It's fun. It'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm going to go see a friend out there too while I'm there, so that'll be fun.
Man.
I got friends across the country.
You got friends all over the world. Look
in
at
low
you.
places. Yeah, no, it's good. It's a great part of just, you know, getting to know people. And shout out to my friends for going all over the place because, like, couldn't be me. But
so, are you like just crashing with them while you're there?
Yep, I've invited myself over. So we'll see what happens. I've invited myself to stay for a couple of days.
How long are your stays?
Not very long.
Okay, see, that's what I was curious about because, like, you and I and Dan and Mike and the team don't have the luxury of vacations like other people really.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, like, you still have to work. Like, because some people really can just take the time off and not touch their phone.
I got things to do, right?
We honestly kind of have stuff to do. So it's like, how do you do it? 2 days?
Yeah, it's going to be really quick.
Like 2 days? Is it 1 day?
Like 3 days probably.
3.
So yeah, it'll be like a nice little quick trip. So we'll see what happens.
So where at they're in Los Angeles?
They're in Los Angeles, my friend out there. They're doing good. Thanks for asking. They work in news. So so we talk about news a lot, but they definitely are.
Local news or regional? Or national?
Regional.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool, yeah.
It's better.
It's really cool. But that being said, yeah, it definitely, with the fires and stuff, I think it's been a little bit overwhelming. But luckily, they're okay. So thanks for asking. That's nice of you.
That's really cool, though. I'm glad to hear they're okay. Because you never, it's kind of weird. That,
scary.
You know, it just happened out of nowhere, really.
It's scary
That was a weird one. Because when I saw that headline, I thought, well, wildfires in California happen all the time. And you kind of brush it off until you see the videos. And you're like,
literally.
Oh, my God.
And in January, too.
God,
it's kind of strange. So, yeah, kind of creepy.
So what Okay, I gotta ask, what
Yeah.
type of airline person are you?
Well, I don't know yet. I don't know.
No, I gotta, like, what airline are you flying?
I genuinely, I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
So you bought the tickets and don't know what airline?
So I bought the tickets for going to Pennsylvania. I haven't bought the tickets yet for California. I'll be honest with you.
Do you know where you're going to Pennsylvania? What airline you're flying to Pennsylvania?
No, I don't know.
Oh
my friends bought the
Oh my
tickets and
God.
I paid them back. So
Oh,
no,
no.
I'm just along for the ride.
no.
CJ, this is the thing. I am along for the ride a lot of the time.
It. I just love it. Well, the question I ask is because I happen to be. You're a go-getter. You know, you're go with the flow. You're go with the flow. You know, you're in. You know, I happen to be that's why I fit this job well. I complain quite honestly better than a lot of people do. And I just, you know, like I can't fly Frontier.
Really? That's your thing?
God, no.
That's good to know for when I buy tickets to go
and
to
I'm not
California.
saying it's a bad. It's a great airline.
Yeah,
it's just not for me because I don't want to. You know, it's just like I like the normal Southwest. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
like better
interesting.
than anything? Allegiant. You go fly out of Belleville, you'll get there cheaper than anything.
You know more than I do because you know more about the airlines than I do.
I can help you. I'm telling you, I'm here to. I can be a travel agent.
You might
that
have
should
to
be the
help me.
next segment on the show. I can sell trips during my
There we
segment.
go. That's our next blog talk. Is you talk me through buying tickets.
Is
to
it
go see
nonstop?
people. That's the goal. To Pennsylvania, it's not. We have a layover, but to LA,
Where's
the
your
goal
layover?
In Georgia, Atlanta. So. Yeah.
Isn't that always funny?
Isn't that random, like coming down and up?
I get it. I always laugh at the layovers. Like,
Literally,
there's sometimes you get these weird layovers and these you're going to Los Angeles and you're gonna have a layover in Wyoming or something.
Literally,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just so weird.
It's
so you're
very
going
strange.
to Atlanta to go to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and I'm really nervous about that. Just on a quick side note, this doesn't really matter at all, but I'm really nervous because the layover is like 35 minutes, and that's going to be quick. So I do not know how that'll go.
No, they'll wait for you.
Yeah, they're so known for their patience. So, you know.
Well, if they have a connecting flight, I would
Yeah.
assume that they got you covered. But honestly, that's good. So you can just get right off and go. Now, is it the same question just because?
Yeah.
You never know. Is it the same airline?
Yeah,
okay.
that one
you're
is.
fine.
So,
yeah, so
it'll
you're
be,
done.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
But the point is, I try to be an adventurous person, like that say yes mindset. I try to
Try,
fake
you're
it to you.
doing it.
Well, thank you. I try my best. But that being said, this whole situation makes me extremely nervous. So I think that's just like some honesty there. Like definitely, I'm extremely nervous about this entire trip.
Why so?
Because I think the main thing, first of all, I'm nervous about flying and traveling and the logistics, but also just the fact that like after it's done, I'm gonna be a different person, if that makes sense. Because like you go to a place like this and it's you have to like build independence when you do it, and the only way to build independence is to like flex that muscle, right? So that's good, but there's no going back to the person you were before, if that makes sense. And maybe for you, it's not traveling, but it's like something else where you're like, this makes me really nervous, but I know I
get
have
what you're
to
saying
do it.
now. Okay, because I at first I wasn't following.
Yeah, right.
You. So this flying is actually kind of a really scary thing. It's not like one of those things where we kind of go, oh man, I hate flying. You really are scared to fly.
Well, that and just to travel in general, I think,
Okay.
and I enjoy doing it, but it just makes me nervous in some ways. And so the logistics of it. And
So how would this one be a different one than the last time you flew would be my question.
that's a fair question. Yeah. And I don't know. It'll just be nerve-wracking. I don't know. I'm just scared.
I wouldn't be a good therapist.
You would, yeah.
I would be a terrible therapist.
No, these segments, I feel like we really get into the therapy. Yeah.
So you're doing this and you're flying Pennsylvania. Where at in Pennsylvania?
Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So near New York. I'm trying to get my friends to go to New York with me for a day. I think that would be fun. We'll see if that happens.
Are they interested in that?
They're interested. We'll see if I can make it happen. Fingers crossed.
Is it kind of like going to the Arch? Or like, we've seen it. We've been there.
I don't know. I'm curious. I can't imagine. Imagine getting bored of New York City. I just can't imagine that. But like, I'm curious. You're bored of New York City?
God, I haven't been there and I'm bored of it.
Oh wow, that's an interesting point.
It ain't for me though. Like
That's fair.
I'm more of a Vegas person. Like I like to gamble.
See,
I
I've never
wanna
been
go,
to Vegas.
Well, I've only gone one, but like it's that type of resort setting for
That's
me where
fair.
I just wanna. I don't want to worry about somebody beat me up or pickpocketing me just because I want to go to the
real.
store.
That's very very real concern that I also have. But we'll see what happens.
I guess that could happen anywhere. You know?
Yeah.
It could happen at a casino, too.
That's true.
Who am I kidding?
Hey, I'm going to a casino this weekend, so
Where
you'll
at?
be proud of me. Ameristar. So
No
you'll
kidding,
be
you're
proud
getting
of
a
me.
room?
No, not getting a room. Well, unless I win big, in which case
So,
maybe.
I'm telling you what, my first taste at Ameristar was my grandma. Cause oh my God, she was the best. I love my grandma to death. We still go gambling once a month.
Yeah, that's cool.
We slowed down, obviously. But she would go like once a weekend, it seemed like, or twice a weekend or so. And she would go to Ameristar, and they'd just send her all these things. She'd get all these free rooms and everything.
Sweet.
So, like, she'd take the grandkids, and we'd go in the pool and all that, and
That's
hang out with
awesome.
Grandpa, and she'd go gamble.
Yeah.
You know? Now,
Living it up.
are you a slot person? Have you played slots before?
So here's the thing. I've gambled once in my life.
Okay.
I went to the boat and spent like a total of $10 and was like, okay, here's my $10 that I'm going to
you
spend.
can't do that at the boat.
Yeah, it was very boring for me. I was very boring.
You got to put $100 in.
Exactly. That's what I've learned is that like if I want to enjoy the night, I think I have to commit a little
You
harder.
got to. See, that's the bad part. Gambling's not the way it used to be.
Yeah, that's true.
3 years ago, I swear,
I don't know.
before COVID, you could pop a 20 in there, and I swear, because I didn't have a job when I came back from Austin and all that.
Right.
When my grandpa, or before I went to Austin, my grandpa was sick. I was just working weekends and all that,
Right.
so I literally had no money. So I'd go in with $20, and every day for 3 months, I won $120. So I made $100 a day on slot machines for 3 months.
That is impressive.
And ever since then, like, it was weird. Halfway through COVID, everybody started like losing. It was just very volatile. Now you either win a ton or you lose a ton. It's not like you break even anymore.
That's interesting. I'm curious to see how this will go. Like I said, I've gambled
Do you buy
once.
bonuses? I can teach you a lot
No,
right now.
teach
so
me, like, please
here's
do.
what you need to do. We're gonna get you some
No,
fun
I'm
going.
ready.
So you need to buy a bonus.
Okay.
Instead of just take a chance here, you're gonna take $35. Okay, you're gonna put it into the 3-coin game, the coin trio game at Ameristar.
Okay, totally.
Buy the bonus for $35, maybe it's $55, doesn't matter, and it gives you the automatic bonus. In that, you could win $35 back, or
Okay.
you could win $3,000. Who knows?
That's
And then you
tempting.
just start the night off with at least a guaranteed bonus, and you take whatever winnings, and then you gamble.
See, here's the thing. I know who I am as a
I am
person.
such a degenerate.
No, you're not. No, it's interesting. I just know who I am as a person, and I know that if I get into this, I'm gonna get like really into this.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I think you'd be good at gambling.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the problem.
I'm not a good
I'd be
friend.
good at gambling.
I'm not
I'd be
a
good
good
at drinking.
friend.
I'd be good at all kinds of things, but I need to not do that.
So, with that being said, what are you doing at Ameristar? Are you just going for fun?
Yeah, just going for fun. It was my friend's birthday, so we're gonna go, chill out, hang out, chill out, and have a nice time, and it'll be fun just to see what's going on.
That'll be really good. That'll be fun. Well,
So
I hope
mixing
you
it up.
win.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Have you
Fingers
played,
crossed.
like, you a blackjack person or roulette?
I've never played before.
I
I don't
just
know.
take
I'm
your
just
whole
gonna...
check and put it on black.
There we go. I'm just gonna start at the beginning and see what happens. Can't go wrong.
Okay. So, with that being said, what are you looking forward to the most out of these trips? So now, with LA, are you going to stay for like 3 days again, or is it going to be a weekend thing?
It's going to be quick over the
Are
weekend.
they,
so
you do weekend trips?
that's ideal, yeah. So it's
yeah,
more
you do, because
expensive,
you
but
always wait for like a Monday holiday.
try to.
Yeah, I remember this
Try
now.
to. But no, it'll just be great to see my friends is the main thing. But even that being said, even though I am so nervous about it, I am excited for the fact that it's going to like build my like independence
Heck
too.
yeah.
Because you can really only like flex that muscle by building it and doing things like this. So, you gotta take the risk and stuff too. So I think that'll build like character. I'll come back stronger.
I think it's an interesting conversation because maturities are so dependent on different things.
Oh,
Because
for
we can
sure.
be mature in 18,000 things, but not mature in another thing.
Very
Or,
true,
just
yeah.
depending on how you look at the darn thing. And sometimes, like, there is that one thing that kind of not holds you back, but makes you feel dependent on somebody.
For sure,
Could
yeah.
be traveling. It could be,
yeah,
living
fill in the
situations.
blank.
Right.
Traveling's just the example I use.
But it
fill
made
in the
sense
blank.
because, like, at first I'm kind of chuckling at you going, come on, you're flying. I get that. But it's part of this broader scope because there is that one thing for everybody that does, kind of stick with them. And the
Right.
one time when you finally break through that and you're like, wow, I'm doing this on my own. I'm traveling, I'm doing all this. Or, man, I finally, quit smoking, I'm doing all this. It's like, it's the same kind of breakthrough moment. That's
for
cool.
sure, yeah. No, that's what I like. Fill in the
Look
blank.
at that
It
full
is
circle moment
very
for you,
good,
Sydney.
very good. But no, whatever it is for you, just the benefits of doing it scared and like trying your best and seeing what happens. We're gonna do that and see how it goes. So fingers crossed it works out. either way, it'll be fine. I think that's like the main takeaway is that either way, it'll be all right. So that's just what I'm telling myself as I prepare for these trips and get ready for everything that's coming down the pipeline. But it'll be exciting. We'll see how it goes.
Well, and oh goodness. With that being said, too, do you have any plans? Like, do you want to go sightseeing in LA? Do you have like that one thing you want to do that day outside of the concert?
I don't know. I'll be curious to see. I want to see, me and my friend will hang out, but I want to see if we can go to like the beach, and that'd be nice to go to the beach and see that.
Let's go get away. Okay.
Exactly. So it'll be fun. So we'll see
no
how
Hollywood
it goes.
sign?
I don't know. We'll see.
We got to get you a list.
Yeah, you're right. You gotta prepare. We got to make these 2-day trips count. So yeah, it'll be good all around. But I'm just excited to go see some friends and do something different and try hard to build independence.
Oh my God, look at this. This is my mom and dad's condo where it's at.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Do you see that, though?
Snow.
That's snow.
That's wild.
Oh, I love it. I got to get that picture up there.
It is so cold. I cannot believe that.
That's really cool. Man, you know what's crazy? My dad said it's going to be 60 degrees by tomorrow over there, so it'll all be melted.
That's wild. They got to see something kind of unique then.
See, that's kind of... Well, they didn't. They're working here.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Never mind.
Vacation home, you know,
cool,
whatever you call it. It just... Kind of interesting.
That is kind of interesting. And speaks
Baton
to
Rouge got a 6 inches of snow in Baton Rouge.
That is wild.
They got a problem brewing down there, though. They don't have any snowplows.
Literally, yeah, that's a real concern.
And then it's freezing. It's not like Florida where it's going to warm up. It's going to take a little bit.
That's a good point. Man, yeah,
I feel
kind of concerning.
bad when I was in Austin doing construction and running that construction company. They had all the major freeze happen. Remember that when the panels froze and all that? Oh my God, there was so many. We had so many water damaged homes and frozen pipes.
That's horrible.
It was like 20.
Sounds like a whole situation.
20 projects. It was a nightmare.
Jeez,
we had a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when are you leaving?
Not till spring, so we have some time to prepare and save up some money and all that good stuff. Save up some vacation time.
You got to win an Ameristar for your vacation
that's
fund.
what I'm hoping. It did cross my mind. Maybe I would hit it big.
This is true. You only win when you need the money.
Yeah,
I swear I believe this wholeheartedly. And I'm not when you need it.
Yeah.
But whenever it's meant for you.
Interesting.
You know, whenever I have a big bill due, like there was one time I had like a $1,200 bill out of nowhere to show.
Wow, yeah.
And we work, we work local media. We are Fox News getting paid $3 million a year.
True,
so it was like, how do you do this? Well, I went to the boat, put $20 in, and I won $1,100, and I paid my damn bill off.
That's pretty good, yeah. So maybe the time will come. I don't know. Yeah.
Or you get yourself into a bigger hole, is what we call us, CJ, and then you realize you are in debt.
That is my concern. I would be so good at gambling
Vegas
if I let myself gamble.
2024 was not pleasant.
When the group goes to Vegas, when our coworkers all go, which is going to happen one of these days.
It will happen
it'll
soon.
Be,
I think it's going to happen soon.
Iffy. We'll see what happens.
And Sydney will be gambling.
Yeah, and I'll be good at it by then because I've prepared this weekend, so it'll be good.
What time are you? You got to go, don't you? Don't you have a luncheon?
I have a luncheon coming up. Yeah,
man,
that's exciting.
We got to get you out of here. All right, so you set your goal, and you're obtaining your goal.
We're trying our best. It's all about just doing it scared and trying the best.
Well, see, I think it's a part of just going back. It's part of a larger point. It's because everybody's scared of something, and everybody has fear in their life, and it doesn't have to be pronounced, but it's something that holds them back.
Exactly.
And how I do, and everyone else does too. So, it's cool that you're talking about this, because whatever your flying is, or whatever your hang up is, it's somebody else's, X, Y, and Z. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of the larger point about it. Is it's not, for me, this is this trip that I'm excited about, but it'll be whatever it is for you. It just is a benefit of doing it kind of scared and seeing what happens and taking that risk, because I think it builds character and it builds independence. So we're going to try our best.
Over.
We'll see how it goes. So it'll be fun.
With that being said, Sydney, it's always great to chat with you.
Always a pleasure.
And we'll be talking again soon.
See you soon.
Hey, we'll take a quick break. The time's 9:41 on this Wednesday morning. Man, I look like I'm not feeling good. Do you see this?
It's starting to hit you, I think. Yeah.
I mean, even in the camera. I mean, I feel terrible that people have to look at me today.
Well, the cameras, they don't really do any favors to anybody.
We got this.
The lights,
Jesus, it's just rough. Not good. But I'm looking even worse, though, as the day's going on. Oh, God. All right, I got to take a break. I gotta fix my face here. I'll come back with more Daily Show right after this.
access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm getting ready for the heartaches to come. Can't you see me standing in the shadows of love? I'm getting ready for the heartaches to come. I wanna run, but there's nowhere to go. 'Cause heartaches will follow me, I know. Without your love.
Welcome back. God, 9:46. A little bit of change on this Wednesday morning. 4 streets in Alton set to are one step closer to getting much needed improvements for after the Committee of the Whole members did approve a related resolution on Tuesday. Here's what we know on this. Aldermen and alderwomen unanimously approved a resolution to apply for federal funds to make improvements to the following Alton streets. Let me repeat that line. They unanimously approved a resolution to apply for federal funds to make improvements to the following streets in Alton, including Milton Road from Edgewood Avenue to Hillcrest Avenue, 0.32 miles. Bell Street from Royser Street to 20th Street, that's about 9/10 of a mile. Fosterburg Road from Illinois Route 140 to 111 to Commerce Parkway, it's about a half a mile. Brown Street sidewalk from Verney Avenue to Rock Springs Drive is about 0.2 miles. Under the resolution, the city would allocate $27,000 worth of MFT funds to cover the cost of application fees to the East-West Gateway Council of Governments, the city applying for federal funding for each of the 4 projects. The fee amount represents 0.5% of the federal funding requested, which would total $5.4 million. If the projects are not awarded, the city would be refunded for the $27,000 in application fees. At Tuesday's meeting, Second Ward Alderwoman Carolyn McAfee asked Public Works Director Mike Parsons if Bell Street, which is in her ward, would be completely repaved or only have its potholes filled in. Parsons replied the street would be completely repaved, but only the 0.9-mile section described in the resolution. The next section of Bell Street would have to wait until the next round of budgeting for MFT funds. With unanimous approval from the committee, the resolution now goes to Alton City Council for final consideration and approval. A full recording of the January 21st Committee of the Whole meeting is available at the top of the news story or at RiverBender.com/video. Also, with that being said, if you're a candidate out there, I know that I've reached out to, I think, all of the local, the mayoral candidates. I know I've reached out to Buzz, Alderman Strable. Mayor Goins always has an open invitation on the show, and I'll make sure to send an email out today in case I didn't. But he's been on the show a couple of times already this last year, just at community events. We've already had candidate Walker on, and we've had candidate Lombardi on the Godfrey mayoral front, and issued invitations to Mayor McCormick as well. And with that being said, if you're a candidate out there, we highly encourage you to come on this show. The way that we do our candidate interviews, that I do my candidate interviews, is not gotcha. I just want you to convey your platform and your ideas to the region. So if you're out there and you are a candidate and you want to make sure that your platform's heard and people know of what you're representing and wanting to run on, please reach out to me. We'd love to have you on the show. Every candidate gets the same amount of time in regards to their prospective race and in regards to their prospective opponent. If they were already on, I make sure to time it equally and make sure that we all get the information across that you guys want to get across as well. It's great information for the community, the region, and a great way for all of you to make sure that your platform is known. With that being said, you can send me an email, CJ at RiverBender.com, and we can take care of that, or you can just reach out to the office here at Riverbender. Give me a call, 618-465-9850, and we'll get something set up. But I always want to make sure that I get that out to you. And make sure, folks, you vote April 1st, too. That's another thing. You know what really bummed me out? And now that we're on this, because I really wanted to make sure that I gave a call to action to get the candidates to come on the show. But the bigger thing is, I applaud the passion. This isn't a political rant. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. God love you. This is about just the local side of things. There's so much federal, national focus on the elections, and I think it's great. But keep the same political focus on your local municipal elections. These elections directly affect you. You know, national elections, they do affect us. There's no denying that. But the impact that a national election has, comparatively speaking, to a local election, it's no comparison. The local election will directly impact you, your families, and your neighbors. I highly encourage you. I don't care who you vote for. I just want you to be informed. I want you to stay active. Be on RiverBender.com looking at what candidates have to offer, and just vote. If you look at the election turnout numbers and the voter turnout numbers at these municipal levels, it's a fraction of what turns out at the national side, and it just blows my mind, because this is where you could see, real impacts and real causes and effects of elections. And I highly encourage you, no matter who you vote for. I'm not telling you who to vote for, and I will never tell you who to vote for. You just need to vote April 1st. So stay informed and just keep your same political energies, your same political focus. Just direct them on the local side of things and get people out to vote on April the 1st. That's all I'm saying today. With that being said, wanted to fill you in. Sydney Sings had a great write-up on this. The Edwardsville High School Drama Club and the Jewish Community Relations Council will co-host a panel discussion about the EHS Fall Play, Letters to Sala, at 3 p.m. on this Sunday, January the 26th. Community members are invited to the Edwardsville High School auditorium for a conversation about the play and the collaboration between the Drama Club and the Jewish Community Relations Council. Last fall, EHS students met their Jewish peers from JCRC student-to-student program so EHS students could learn more about Judaism, the Holocaust, and Jewish traditions. Director Ashley Melton and her students took all the information and incorporated that into their production. Rachel Bray with the JCRC explained these students took it a step further and really absorbed the life lessons about connecting with people who don't look like you, pray like you, believe the same things necessarily that you do, and how in life sometimes that can really be a benefit to you and to the community that you're a part of. In November, the Drama Club premiered Letters to Sala, a play about the Holocaust. Before the production, JCRC students came to Edwardsville High School to share more information about Judaism with the cast and crew, with the goal that the Drama Club students could incorporate that into their performances to understand the production. The panel discussion set forth this Sunday will allow students from both Edwardsville High School and the JCRC to reconnect and share their experience with the community. And you can find out more information on this, a great write-up. It happens Sunday, January the 26th, 3 to 4:30 p.m. at the Edwardsville High School Theater at 6161 Center Grove Road in Edwardsville. We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show comes right around the corner after this.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
With my best old ex-friend Greg. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. But isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find.
Welcome back. It's not Blog Talk with Sydney. It's Our Daily Show with me. Hey, while I have you, we're halfway through the week. We are halfway through the week. And coming up on Saturday, my friends, it will be warm. It will be 45 degrees. It'll feel like 90. And we'll have a great day. But in the meantime, if you want to feel like 90 degrees all the time, if you want to, or 72 if that's your preference, or if you just want to have a good day, I highly encourage you to do yourself a favor and go see my friends at Village Dispensary. They're the best. You know, today it's Waxy Wednesday, and you can save big on vapes. 30% off select vape products on Waxy Wednesday. You're seeing that Verano, the live resin wedding cake. And look at that, 30% off. How about that? 20% off everything from Cresco today. Come on, what are you doing? 30% off Nevada disposable pens, 30% off their generic cartridges. I'm telling you what, once you go once, you won't stop going, because the fact of the matter is, it's not about, being a quote-unquote stoner or any of those things. It's the fact that, if you're into cannabis, they're just trying to provide the best opportunity for you. Just like if you're into alcohol and your local watering hole's taking care of you, Village Dispensary is doing the same thing. And I highly encourage you, as somebody that had multiple dispensaries on the show in the past, and just trust me, I know these things. Village Dispensary is all about their clients. What most importantly, they're all about the community. They're really making it a point, guys, to be active. They're making it a point to truly be out there in the community with their canned food drives and their community initiatives and their outdoor events that they have in their parking lot with vendors. I mean, it's a really cool atmosphere at Village Dispensary. They want to be a part of the village. I mean, their name says it all. And all they're doing is just enticing you every day with daily deals. Plus, any day you walk in, whether or not it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or make another day up in the week that you want, you can walk out of the door with pre-rolls for less than $5 to $10. And why I'm saying this is so important, because let's talk reality here too. I mean, we all have the younger people in our lives, and there's a bad side of things when it comes to those, the street side of narcotics. And what I always encourage people, and this is why I promote Village, it's safe and it's good, it's safe, and the people that are going to use it are safe. There's so many horror stories out there of buying those vape pens off the street. I highly encourage you to go into Village Dispensary. It's not going to break your bank. It's not going to be way too much. The taxes aren't going to cripple you. It's going to be a great experience. They have price points for everybody. They got great products for everybody. They got an even better staff waiting for you, and they got that inventory that's going to make Snoop Dogg jealous. That's all I'm saying. Anytime you think of Village Dispensary, all I want you to think of is this.
I want to be high, so high. I want to be free to know the things I do are right. I want to be free, just me, oh man.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I knew I got I turned us on. Turn us on. When you're coming home, I can't go on. Turn us on. I knew I got I turned to stone.
I love ELO. Welcome back. Man, oh man. Daily Show hitting you at 10:04, a little bit of change on this Wednesday morning. Lacy McDonald in 6 minutes, but here's what's happening now. The major case squad at Greater St. Louis has been activated to investigate this homicide that occurred early Tuesday morning. Riverbender first on scene in Collinsville. Authorities responded to reports of gunshots and did discover 32-year-old Portia Rowland fatally shot near a garage on Olive Street. More than 30 investigators are currently working on this case. Collinsville police have stated there is no active threat to the community. They are urging anyone with information to come forward, with tips being accepted through local police or Crime Stoppers. Community cooperation crucial in solving this tragic incident. Also in serious news today, 2 local sex offenders, Chad Phelps II and Michael Cherry, have been charged in Madison County Court for failing to register as required by law. Both men, age 35, face Class 2 felony charges, marking their second offense. Cherry has had an additional Class 3 felony charge for possessing methamphetamine. A petition highlights Cherry's repeated failures to register and his extensive criminal history, labeling him a flight risk. Phelps was charged after not registering within 3 days of moving. Both offenders have been granted pretrial release, and charges are based upon probable cause, not an indication of guilt. This is a follow-up to yesterday's story on that aggravated robbery charge in East Alton. Antonio M. Shaw, 19, is facing charges of aggravated robbery and theft following an incident on January the 12th in Wood River. Despite the severity of the charges, Shaw was released by a judge under the Safety Act. That was the disconnect in that story yesterday where we requested a follow-up, requiring electronic monitoring and barring contact with the victims. The robbery occurred after a deal to exchange property went awry. leading to Shaw and 2 accomplices forcibly taking items from the victim, with Shaw allegedly threatening to use a firearm. Officers quickly apprehended Shaw after he fled, recovering a firearm along his escape route. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge on this case. Finally, in the news today, Centerstone is excited to unveil its new community pantry on February the 5th at 9:30 a.m. at their Edwards Street Clinic in Alton. The initiative aims to support individuals and families facing food insecurity. The pantry, which will provide non-perishable food and essential household items, is a testament to Centerstone's dedication to community needs being met. Attendees are encouraged to bring non-perishable items to help stock the pantry. CEO of Centerstone, Ann Tyree, emphasizes the pantry represents hope and compassion for those in need. The event includes remarks from leadership, light refreshments, inviting community engagement. And that's a look at what's happening around the River Bend on this 22nd day of January. Let's take a look at weather. It's 19 degrees. Is it warmer outside yesterday than it was today, Lacey? More, a little bit? 19 degrees. It feels like, I thought it'd feel like a lot warmer. I'm sorry for letting you all down at home. A high of 19, or right now it's 19 degrees. It feels like 17 today. Times of clouds and sun and breezy, but it won't be as cold. Tonight, cloudy this evening, then partly cloudy later on. The air quality keeps rising today, right now at 50, which is ranked at good. The UV index at 2. Weather's for the next 5 days looks as follows. For Wednesday, a high of 33, a low of 23 as we head into tomorrow, a high of 26, a low of 6 degrees on Thursday. On Friday, a high of 28, a low of 20 degrees. And on Saturday, a high of 42, a low of 25. On Sunday, we start our week with a high of 33 and a low of 20 degrees, and that's a look at the next 5 days. No rain in the forecast, just kind of calm conditions and what we'd normally expect around this time in the year. That's a look ahead, but here's what's happening now, my friends. It's 21 degrees in downtown Alton, and it feels like 17. Warmer than yesterday. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. And while I have you, you know what makes a cold day so much warmer? Let me just fill you in. Carver's Barbecue. Man, I'm losing my voice. Carver's Barbecue makes you always feel all warm and fuzzy inside. They got the best food in town. Let me tell you something. Carver's Barbecue, I love it to death. I've already told you the story of how my family wins Christmas and holidays and all the special occasions because we use Carver's catering. It's the best out there. He has the best brisket in town, the best pulled pork, the shredded chickens to die for. And what I love, too, is that, you know, we always have those people that they think ketchup spicy, right? I mean, we got those people in our lives, and we got to love them, too. But Carver, what I think's great about Carver's, though, is that they have those options where you can put sauce on the side if, you know, hey, we got a couple of different palettes here. They got the regular, they got the spicy, they got the perfect. I mean, it's all there for you, and that's what I think's great too. I always get a chuckle at it looking at the dinner table at Christmas because everyone always has their, you know, brisket from Carver's or pulled pork, and it's always fun to see who gets the regular sauce, who puts anything on it. I half the time don't need sauce on my brisket from Carver's because it's that damn good. And I'm telling you what, once you go once, you're never going to stop going, especially now knowing you can order online right now. I'm on their menu. You just go to carversbbq.com. You go click on the Order Online tab. You start your day off with maybe some pulled pork or chicken nachos, and then you move on down to the main dinners, the sandwiches, the kid menu options. It's there for you. carversbbq.com. Don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. And oh my goodness, my voice is absolutely going out here today. We'll take a quick break.
Hello, it's me.
Come back with Lacy McDonald. But first, the Alton Skyline.
I thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe I think too much, but something's wrong. There's something here that doesn't last too long. Maybe I shouldn't think of you as
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday grabs like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Really want to go really want to show you love. Take long while hallelujah, hallelujah, sweet Lord, hallelujah.
That's kind of fun. I've never really thought, but I thought about it last night. I'm like, yeah, it's a great song, and I kept listening to it, and I'm like, God dang, this gets pretty repetitive.
So I can't do techno because I like it for the first couple seconds, and then I don't anymore.
I didn't get in trouble. I did. Someone yelled at. Well, it's one of those where I felt like I was right, and someone tried to tell me how techno was music, and I'm just like, stop. I mean, get the hell out of here. You go from, Beethoven to Mozart to, go to the blues in the 1920s in the Delta, and then you go all the way up to, techno is definitely pinnacle music. It speaks to you. I got in this whole diatribe. I said, so you're going to tell me that somebody's house music and their little beat drop is going to compare to, like, I don't know, a composition from Beethoven, or I don't know, maybe maybe even a song from the Rolling Stones, that compares to the music of any type of techno or digital music. I hate EDM. I can't stand it.
I need music that has a human touch.
If you're into it, that's great. Just for me, I can't do the vibrations.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I can barely. I can't even drive at night because the lights kind of kill me anyway. So it's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been that type of festival person. But just don't tell me it's music. You know, like if you want to say like Pearl Jam is a great band, I'll listen to you. Like whatever. But just don't tell me that that any type of techno EDM is actual music. It's not. It's just not.
It sounds put together.
It is put together.
It just depends on what your definition of music is.
I sound put together every day. That doesn't mean I'm good, you know?
It doesn't mean you're music either.
Well, it's like, I think that's what bothered me. You know, you watch the documentaries on how some of these songs came together. Like, I watched the Traveling Wilburys documentary and how cool that was. And then it's like, all the time and the stories that, kind of made this piece. It was art. I mean, that's music. It's art. It came together. And then it's like, well, how did this composition get made? Well, I was doing a whip it, and I thought it sounded pretty cool. And I just hit repeat a couple of times. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's how I feel today.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
I told you I wasn't. I started the day off. Sydney came in. Uh-huh. I started canceling. I started moving people back, and I said, because some of them were kind of serious interviews, and I thought, I want to feel good for this. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to give you a shorter, segment. So we moved them, and I brought Sydney down. Mm-hmm. Didn't tell her. I just said, we're doing blog talk today on the show, and she happened to be watching, and so I guess I got to go down and work.
Oh, so she just found out because watching. You said it on here. Yeah. Okay.
And I knew you were in here today, so I felt good. But man, I mean, I'm just not feeling it. It's like I keep going down the slide. It's not sick. It's a side of stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't even talk, but I just wanted to complain a little bit more today.
Go for it.
What the hell? It's my show.
It's your show.
Okay, so now back to Lacy's component of the show, which makes it successsul. Thank you for your contributions,
thanks for
by the
letting
way.
Me do this.
Wilbur Theodore Norton. Oh God, it's gonna be a long one. Norton.
Yes.
I had a little bit of a drawl or speech impediment there. I don't know which one it was.
You got through it.
3-term postmaster. Mm-hmm. So. Question right off the bat.
Okay.
I didn't know postmasters were an elected position.
I think it's appointed.
Oh, well, what? Like, I didn't know, like, Alton had its own postmaster, though. Like, did every town have one?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Very
it's during that time
fascinating.
period. I don't know when that started or how it continued, but yes, he was a postmaster. Yeah. And then he wasn't for a while, and then he was a postmaster again for two more terms.
I've always found that so fascinating, like the postmaster stuff and just mail in general, like leading up until the 1900s. Like now it's easy, but like by ship and by like Pony Express and all that, and like how I just always find those roles so fascinating.
Mail is complicated.
It really is.
Especially, you're right, especially before it was, and it's still complicated in a lot of ways, but like before it was at all automated. I mean, you had to read everything. You couldn't just send it through a machine.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a real job. It just always fascinates me on what the postmaster did. It's just always been kind of cool. So, he was the previous owner and editor of the Alton Evening Telegraph.
Yes.
What did this guy not do?
I
mean, he's a Renaissance. He's a Renaissance
and he fought in the Civil War for the Union.
Wow!
And
what
left.
This is a true Renaissance.
Oh my
guy.
gosh, he's incredible.
I love
actually,
this. Wow!
He was a college student at Shirtliff and left in the middle to go fight in the Civil War, and then came back and graduated in 1866.
Where's Shirtliff at?
It's where the dental school, the FAU dental school is now.
Well, and see, I knew what we were talking about today, but I didn't understand really. I guess this guy really did a lot. I mean, he was an incredible man.
Yeah, he was on the Elijah Lovejoy Monument Committee as well. So he really did a lot in the community.
So you wrote about?
I wrote about his death.
And which is sad.
Which is sad. Mm-hmm.
The legacy he left is 10 times more important than the life, really. I mean, if you think about it from the hindsight being 2020, I mean, he did a lot when he was alive.
Yes.
But the history that he left, I mean, it's done a lot for so many people.
Yeah, and he was almost 81 when he died.
What a life.
It was
what a life.
It's a long life. He had a wonderful wife and children and good relationships with everyone in his family, from what I can tell. And so it seems like he yeah, he had a good one. And then his legacy, as you said, lives on. I mean, I've been using his book, The Centennial History of Madison County, Illinois, and its people, 1812 to 1912. And I want to say this. So it went through 1912 and he published it in 1912. So he was writing about stuff that was still very fresh.
Wow.
And he was writing about it and not painting any sort of like beautiful pictures where they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
For instance, the school segregation case had just ended in 1908. And so he was talking about it in 1912. And he mentioned like the Springfield race riots where a lot of African-American people were murdered in Springfield, happening right around the same time that the case ended in the Supreme Court, and how that was likely part of the reason that there wasn't as much pushback from the Black community when the school should have been integrated and weren't. But that being one of the reasons. So, he was talking about really serious stuff right after it happened. And I think a lot of times historians, I do this, I get a little bit of distance.
Well, you need
from the
a
things.
lot of people like the distance for clarity, correct? So you weren't in the thick of it?
People like the distance for clarity, but also you're talking about the people in your community.
Oh, that's
so
true too. That wouldn't bother me. I just wanted more time just to make sure I was right.
Oh,
that's what I meant.
And in that, he said, what I am taking from this is the information from the lawyer who tried the case, or like who brought the case forward, and the Illinois Supreme Court decision. So he started that chapter talking about that. And there were still, he sort of softened it a little bit. You talked about reasons why, people did certain things, but still, he didn't leave it out. He didn't just write over it. It had a whole chapter, and this was just 4 years later.
Wow.
So,
it's just incredible. So he was also one of the first pastors of the First Presbyterian Church.
His father was. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this was. He was. The family really was. I hate to. I don't know how to compare it to, but it seems like he was a really big deal. A huge deal.
Right.
Wow.
One of the things I really loved. This was from his obituary, and I just printed off this section. But it was talking about when he was in Alton in his earlier years. So he graduated from Shurtleff in 1866. And then it says after leaving college, he became connected with the Alton Telegraph, maintained that connection for many years, and then he left in 1890. But then later on, it says, Mr. Norton was editor and owner of the Telegraph during hard years for Alton, but he kept the newspaper together and going at times when it seemed that it was hardly worthwhile to do so. It was in the dark days of Alton when business was at a standstill and there was little to look forward to. It was enough to have discouraged the stoutest of hearts, but Mr. Norton had been so long with the Telegraph that he made great sacrifices and clung to the thread of hope that things would be better in Alton. Only people who lived in the city in that period can realize what gloomy prospects Alton had, and it required a stout heart to carry on.
Wow.
So I think it's really important to think about times when Alton has struggled in the past, and that there are people that have made this place move forward.
See, that's a really good picture to paint too, because we aren't going to talk about it now, and we won't talk about it for 5 years, but eventually 20 years from now, people will talk about it. And what I'm meaning by that is the folks that are keeping this district downtown alive right now, because it is not good. This isn't a gotcha thing. It's just right now, if you ask any business owner, it's rough. Downtown district is not what it used to be. And there's a few people right now that are doing all they can without, they know they're struggling, but they're getting through it. And it's just things like that where it's the people that really said, you know what, I'm investing here. It's going to suck for a few years, or it might not be where I need it to be for a few years, but I'll get there eventually. And so it's really fascinating to hear this contribution to it on the media side, which, now in media, it's a little bit easier because things happen so much that we can always get content.
Right.
But from the other side of it, from the development side, that's where my mind just went to, was the fact that I just had a conversation with 3 people about how rough things are and how we're getting through it. And it's not a question, we're doing it.
Right.
It's just amazing. It's a great tie-in though. It's a very fascinating one too.
We had a lecture at the library last week as part of our Alton Area Landmarks Association lecture series that we do every year with them. And it was Dean Klinkenberg, and he talked about revitalization of river towns and what you have to do.
He was on the show.
Yeah, that's right. He said that it was a blast. He really enjoyed talking to you. But a big part of what he talked about was that it's small incremental changes. It's the people in the community being dedicated to making things work, even if it's just in little bits and pieces. And it was really inspiring because I feel like a lot of us around here, I mean, you can point to some of the people that like they're keeping this place going. And when you look at it like that, like you have to just dig in and be like, it might not happen overnight, but we're just going to keep doing what we need to do. And I find that really inspiring.
Well, and it's also inspiring to know that this, town isn't New York City of 20, how many millions of people are there? I mean, we have such a smaller region, not just the Riverbend region at large, that you can, as an individual that doesn't know anybody, could actually make change. You can have those conversations here. And that's what I think is so important, too, is, I mean, just like last week we talked about, who'd we talk about last week?
Oh, we talked about the Schweppe family.
But I mean, anybody can truly be that prominent if you want to be around here. It's just about having the right conversations, doing it appropriately, and truly caring about the greater good. It's just so fascinating, though, that it still ties in today. That's so wild.
And a lot of times it is like tiny, and then all of a sudden it seems like a lot has happened, but it's been that work for years.
And then, 100%. Now, when I've just lost my train of thought.
Oh, sorry.
It's my fault. I got to do. I'm a little bit not as sharp today. Not as sharp due to the weird sinuses that are overtaking my body right now, and the downhill slide that I've been on for about an hour and 45 minutes now. But you're in the studio and you're making it better, Lacey, and I want to thank you for it.
Right, small increments.
But when it comes to this, so this Wilbur Norton. I mean, in 1925, whenever he ran the telegraph, what was the downturn? That was my question.
Okay.
What was going on?
Yes.
Was it the Industrial Revolution coming to a halt? Was it what was really hitting Alton when he was running the telegraph?
Well, we just finished the Civil War.
Gotcha.
And this is a little bit of library history, but after the Civil War, the library almost closed. So
really,
So we had started in 1852. A bunch of people came together. The public-spirited citizens of Alton is the direct quote, came together to create a library. And then after the Civil War, a lot of soldiers had checked out books and never returned them. And a lot of the people that had been dedicated to the library's success were then dedicated to the success of the Union, since we were on the Union side in the Civil War. And so a lot of attention was not placed on the library, and the Quincy Public Library almost bought our collection and took it down to Quincy. And there were two women, and I don't remember the names off the top of my head, but they came together, raised the money, and bought the collection at auction. The mayor had to put in the auction because they were women and they weren't allowed to do it themselves, but they had the winning auction, and so the library collection stayed in Alton.
Gosh,
so
I didn't realize that. That's a story.
Yeah, there was a lot going on at that time. I think we were just...
That'd be a fun short movie to watch.
Oh, just about library history?
No, like just that, 30-minute short, just about it, like the library almost going away, like just that bidding that'd be fun to watch. Too bad I have no money for production.
Well, and it was another time when just a couple people were like, no, I'm going to make this happen.
Yeah.
And they did. And we owe them for that.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was it just the falling out? Was it just because the reaction to the Civil War and the Reconstruction era hitting? Was that really what caused the downturn? Was there anything else that kind of added to that time period?
I am confident that there was,
but it's nothing that
there's
no traumatic what I mean is, and I'm not asking the right question, what is there was no massive collapse of City Hall falling apart, and the building just no massive news story that led to some major amount of money being allocated or taken away or anything like that.
I have no idea.
Because that's what I was curious. Was it? Because you just never know. Didn't want to say fires, obviously, right now, because in LA you got those terrible things happening. But here was there. I always was curious. What led to it? Was it just the falling out of the Reconstruction? Was it the reaction to the Civil War?
I think we had a lot of rebuilding we had to do after the Civil War. But I also. That's the part of Alton's history that I don't know as well.
Yeah.
I really, really know the 1830s with, the city starting and Elijah Lovejoy and all that. I know that part. I know the Civil War, that era pretty well. And then there's this period of time, especially now that I'm working in the 1920s a lot, there's this period of time between 1865, 66, and about 1897, where I don't know as much about it. And that's exactly what we're talking about. So
it makes sense. It's just so fascinating.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm sure that there were things happening. I know that we were actually starting to have more industry around that period of time.
Because the Industrial Revolution was hitting then, wasn't it?
Well, like a lot more like automation of not exactly automation, but like I know that the glass company sort of like got really, really big in the 1890s.
Really?
I think. I think because
that's interesting.
Gosh, now I'm going to have to look all this up. But I do know that around the turn of the century, Alton sort of got
better
again. But I'm not sure.
That's very
I don't know if that was like a specifically Alton thing or if it was just like everybody was kind of recovering.
Right. Because the way the paper makes it sound is like and not saying they did a bad job, but just saying that it made it seem like maybe Alton was the town that was struggling, like where all the towns struggling that hard.
Right. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Like, was it specific to Alton or was it just a nationwide sort of thing? And I am not sure.
Something to ponder.
Because a lot of times when you hear about that, it's right after Elijah Lovejoy's murder.
Right.
Like, that's when Alton was struggling. But I think that we have struggled more than once. And we just kind of have to keep trying.
Keep on moving. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Lacey ain't going anywhere. You stay there. I'll stay here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor, Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget. His economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just want to fly.
The whole
kit and caboodle. 10:36. Welcome back, Lacy McDonald in studio. Man, Sugar Ray was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, really are. I didn't know what Every Morning was about until I actually listened to the lyrics. And I'm like, man, he had a conniving girlfriend.
You know what? This is a really random thing. So I was in a pretty bad car accident a year and a half ago and got a concussion.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had to do a lot of like speech therapy and like training my brain and I listened to a bunch of audiobooks. And the weirdest thing was working on all that, like really, because it was part of it was an attention thing. It was like forcing my brain to pay attention to things. Now I hear song lyrics and I didn't before. Brains are so weird. Like I heard them, but I couldn't have like told you what they were saying.
You didn't process them.
Yeah. And so now when I hear a song, and it could be a song I've heard a million times before, I actually hear the lyrics without trying to, instead of having to like make myself. So it's a weird silver lining.
That's something, though.
It was weird when I realized that was happening.
Has it changed your life?
I now care about song lyrics more.
Do you like songs now that you used to hate?
I don't think I like songs that I used
Bob
to
Dylan's
hate.
still not doing nothing for you?
Oh, I like Bob Dylan.
Oh, dang it. Normally everyone hates him.
Okay, here's my favorite part about Bob Dylan. This is just like
what the hell?
What are we talking about music today? I like that it sounds like he ran out of things to say and then just started playing the harmonica. Like I like that he's just like rambling on and he's like, well, out of words, harmonica time.
I just still don't know what he says. I'm like, yeah, look at you. Oh, damn. All right, back to the story. So why is this book so important? Because, like, getting back to the whole meat of this, I mean, really, his contributions were great while he was living, and it goes back, because I kind of said it, and I didn't mean it to sound so cold, but his longer legacy really was this, because without this, there would be a lot of forgotten history, I think, about our area.
I think that the most important part about his legacy in this book is that you're right, like it put it all together.
Yeah.
And one of the things, he wrote a lot of articles for the Illinois State Historical Journal, I think. There are things about Alton in lots of places. There are things about Madison County in lots of places, but this book really was comprehensive and put a lot of it together.
Well,
and so,
and not to cut you, but it was written by us too. In this way. It wasn't a third party's interpretation of an area.
Right. And he was born in Alton.
Yeah,
he was born in Alton in 1844.
Right.
And he was here the whole time other than when he was in college and when he was away in the Civil War. So he truly lived all this. It wasn't just him reading newspaper articles and then writing about it. Like he had those experiences.
And that's what it goes back to what we were talking about the last week or 2 weeks ago was, the interpretations of historians from years past, because that's where I think a lot of those issues come in, because you're writing something based on an article or based on somebody else's story or interpretation. And it's so cool to have somebody's own account. It's not, and I'm sure it's in there like quotes are and all that stuff. I haven't read the book, but it's a lot better than, the Telegraph in the UK reported on this date in 1873 that there was a strike at this factory. It's more of that hands-on, we've lived it, here's what happened, and it's just the first-hand experience that I think is so important and value. And so honestly, it's kind of priceless.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of what I do with these articles.
No, because it's important to bring them up.
It's important to bring them back up.
You have to refresh them.
Yes, but, and I try to give more context, but he truly, he lived it, and he wasn't just trying to make Madison County look good.
No.
And there are a lot of books that are written by somebody from an area that highlight the good and maybe don't talk about the bad the same way. And
or they just don't even acknowledge it.
Or they don't acknowledge it. I mean, he certainly had bias. He certainly was a person of that time period, but I think he tried his very hardest to really tell the history of the area. And it wasn't just the prominent people. There are a lot of books like that where, we have some, it's like biographical histories of the prominent people in the area, which is good to have, but that's not the whole story. And so he really, and one of the best parts about his work is that it gives you a place to look. So another thing that he talked about in the book is the woman that was brought to Alton, Amanda Kitchell Shavers. Shavers was her married name.
Is this him?
No, I couldn't find a picture of him. So
Because that guy looks like a legend.
That
right?
might be his father. That's his father's book.
It's a strapping man right there in the day. I mean, he's got the hair back and everything, looking like a president.
No, I couldn't find a picture of W.T. Norton. I was disappointed about that. They didn't used to put like about the author with a photo in the back of books.
They weren't worried about sales.
Yeah. Maybe they were, but they didn't think we would care about that. But so anyway, he talks about the Amanda Kitchell-Shaver story. And so you read it there, and then you can go back and like find the newspaper articles, find other accounts. So one of my favorite things about his book is that it gives you a starting point, and then you can go to the newspaper articles, go to the other things.
So it's still value. I mean, you still use it all the time. That is
I use it
really
all the
cool.
time. And now that it's been digitized, it's text searchable too. So we can just, put in a keyword and see if there's anything about that.
Digitizing was just so important.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I'm surprised there hasn't been more of like a federal effort to divert some funds just to start digitizing everything.
They actually have
Have
like
they?
at the National
I don't know.
Archives.
I didn't realize
one
that.
of George, who works at the library with me part-time, and then he's at the National Archives for his full-time job. They do a lot of digitization now.
Do they for like communities and stuff that have like cattle? Because that's what my thought would be. I would love to see like the small towns that only had like not like us even, but just like we'll give you $20,000 just to digitize your archives.
There are a lot of grants out there. Well, there are grants out there.
Good catch there, Lacy.
There are grants that especially focus on smaller communities that wouldn't have
should have done that.
somewhere that can do that kind of thing. So like we are really lucky at the library that we have the capability to get a lot of things digitized. And we also take advantage. Like I think the University of Illinois is the one that digitized all the books that we're talking about today. We have them. We would have done it ourselves, but they'd already done it. So what we do is I send those links to our cataloger, Lauren, and she attaches them to our records. So that way Hainer patrons can see the digitized copy without having to leave their house.
Right.
And then we don't have to do work that's already been done. We can just use
That's how
what the
it
University
should
of Illinois has done. Yeah. And then they get the views. So they can use that in their statistics.
Right.
So it's we try really hard to not duplicate work that doesn't need to be duplicated. What we do is really unique digitizing at Hainer. But I mean, there's so many other places that have done this too, that it's really nice that we can take advantage of that.
I'm glad to hear it. I want it all digitized.
I do
I want it
too.
all digitized. I really do. Because it's funny, not funny, but it's interesting. Like 12 years, maybe it was a long, because I'm almost 26. Yeah, 12 years ago, probably. It was before 2013 because I was Googling just old Alton photos and trying to find just old things of like McClure Street and all that. And it was hard. I mean, you couldn't find a damn thing. But all of a sudden, it just like when the digitization started, it really just opened up this whole new ball game, really. I mean, it was huge.
And also a lot of that was figuring out permissions.
Yeah, I
because
bet.
a huge part of
I bet
digitizing is figuring out copyright.
Who has the rights?
Yes.
Yep.
And so a lot of what we digitize book-wise, everything we digitize book-wise is out of copyright. The photographs that we've digitized, a lot are still in copyright. So figuring out how to make that available for fair use, available for people to use, and still legal and all of that was a big part of what we had to figure out. And luckily, the Telegraph and Hearst and all of that have made that available.
Good.
We just have rights on all the pictures. So yeah, we have 6,000 Alton photos that you can just go look at, do whatever you want with, as long as it's for personal use. And those are available from anywhere. So that's exciting.
I like this headline: Civic Leader of Old Days and City Dies.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
His obituary was wonderful. I mean, like...
It really was.
It was so much... It was so complimentary.
It really was.
And
They
then,
loved him.
Yeah, the one that that the Madison County Historical Society put out, the resolution that ended with Mr. Norton. In the passing of Mr. Norton, the Madison County Historical Society has lost one of its best friends and advisors. Mr. Norton still lives with us in his books, and his exemplary life will always be a pleasant memory. And here we are talking about it in a pleasant way now.
There you go. Man, I still want to hear Bob Dylan. With that being said, what are you writing?
I am writing about the 1925 eclipse. There was an eclipse.
Did it cause like a whole revolt? Because did we know about eclipses back then?
Okay, so this was interesting. The 1925. What?
Because I can only imagine some people not knowing what the eclipse is. Like,
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
but
in.
Even more before that. So the 1925 eclipse, even just what science could figure out, they were about 4 seconds behind on when it was going to occur. And it was just a partial eclipse in Alton. It was at 86% totality in Alton. But in New York City, there was a total eclipse, but only over part of the city. And they miscalculated where. So it was supposed to be 83rd Street in North, I think. And it ended up being 96th. So I'm just imagining like all these people that think that they're about to be in full totality and it's like 5 streets over.
Hurry up!
Yeah. But like, would you have even realized until it was too late?
That's awesome.
But then one of the articles that I used talked about the 1869 eclipse in Alton. And that, like, it had been printed in the newspaper, but if you didn't read the newspaper or your neighbors didn't tell you, didn't know. And so there were several stories about people that had been lived in Upper Alton at the time, that talked about their experience in 1869 and how terrifying it was. Like, the sky just went dark.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
The sky went dark and they like ran home. Because they were terrified.
They thought it was the end of the world.
Yes.
But it's not. It's funny knowing the information we know.
Right.
But
right.
it's absolutely terrifying thinking that, oh my God, the world just ended.
Yes.
Because that's what they did.
Yes.
What happens when the sun just goes out?
Right. It was very scary. And just looking at how different that was from 1869 and then 1925. And then now, last year, we could all do a countdown on our own smartphones of when it was going to start.
I can tell you when the next one will be.
Right. It was incredible.
It's just, you're right though. I didn't think about that because it's funny, but for the people that didn't know a damn thing about it, it's no different than how a lot of us feel about anything we don't know about.
Right.
It's like, you put your hand in the dark hole, what's there, Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? We've seen those videos? Where they put like a balloon or they'll put like a piece of
peeled grapes or something?
Oh, yeah. But then, kind of. And then they're freaking out because they don't know what it is.
Yeah, we don't like not knowing what things
that
are.
was my tie-in. It was a bad one. Not good! Okay, with that being said, Lacey, I'm excited to read this one next week. We'll talk again soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Take a quick break. More Daily Show comes right around the corner on this Wednesday morning, right after this on RiverBender.com.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
No matter what they try to say, you were always there for me. Somewhere, when the sun begins to shine, I hear a song from another time.
Welcome back, Daily Show hitting you, 10:51. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. I'm all tangled up again. My voice is hurting. Thank goodness for Lacy and Sydney today because they kept this show on the air for all of you. I am losing my voice quick. Hey, I got a couple of minutes left and some great things to share with you. During their regular meeting on January the 21st, Alton Community Unit School District Number 11 Board of Education recognized the January Optimist Students of the Month. Henry Gabriel was recognized as the Optimist Student of the Month at Alton Middle School, and Kinley Harrington was named Optimist Student of the Month for Unismith Elementary School. Dr. Sands, the principal of Alton Middle, introduced Gabriel as a great role model for all students. He's a natural leader who excels in class with a positive attitude. He's kind to staff and his peers, and is not only a great leader, but also a fantastic role model for other students. Henry's bright, intelligent, funny, and a kind young man who is going to do great things in the future. Gabriel, a member of the National Honor Society, the volleyball team, and the yearbook club. Optimist Students of the Month receive a $25 gift card and can choose where to donate the additional $25. Gabriel decided to donate to the Alton Band and Orchestra Builders. Unismith Principal Jody Magos said Harrington is a good friend and a great role model. And a second grader, Harrington, tries her best at all times and enjoys reading chapter books. Here's what the principal had to say. Kinley was chosen as our Student of the Month because she embodies every characteristic of outstanding students and is a true optimist. She is witty, an intuitive learner, excels at art, is imaginative, caring, brave, and very kind. Harrington wants to either be an artist or a teacher when she grows up. She decided to donate her $25 to the 5As. You can see the photos on RiverBender.com. What a great write-up from Sydney. And then finally today for you, Dan Brannon has this one. Steve Johnson, a prominent figure in law enforcement and community service, will be inducted into the Belleville East Hall of Fame during halftime of the Althoff Catholic at Belleville East basketball game on Saturday, February the 1st. The event will celebrate Johnson's extensive contributions to public safety and his enduring ties to the Belleville community. Throughout his career, Johnson has held various positions, including police chief in Swansea and currently in Fairview Heights. His leadership in law enforcement has garnered considerable recognition. He eventually had an invitation to join the 21st Century Policing Panel at the White House under President Barack Obama. Born in St. Louis, raised in Belleville, Johnson has dedicated over 35 years to law enforcement. He began his career as a deputy service aide at the St. Clair County Sheriff's Office while pursuing his education. Johnson holds an associate's degree in administration of justice from Southwestern Illinois College, a bachelor's degree in workforce education from Southern Illinois University of Carbondale, and a master's of arts in management and computers from Webster University in St. Louis. He also was a graduate of the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia. Johnson's investigative work made headlines internationally when he successfully obtained a confession from a suspect in a high-profile attempted murder case, which ultimately saved the victim's life. His expertise spans a range of areas, including cybercrime, officer safety, and violent felony investigations. In addition to his law enforcement duties, Johnson is actively involved in various organizations, including the United States Attorney's Law Enforcement Coordinating Committee and the Southern Illinois Police Chiefs Association, where he serves as president. He has also been recognized with over 75 awards of excellence for his service. Outside his professional commitments, Johnson is a family man, married to a former correctional officer who is now a high school teacher. They have 2 children, one of whom pursuing a law degree. The couple enjoys spending time together with their 2 grandchildren, engaging in outdoor activities like camping and boating. Johnson's induction into the Wall of Fame highlights his significant impact on the Belleville community and his commitment to public service, mentorship, and law enforcement excellence. Congratulations to Steve Johnson from all of us here at RiverBender.com. Finally in the news today, from our partners at OSF Healthcare, it's nothing new, but in today's digital age, it's something young people may be exposed to. We're talking about sniffing products like paint, markers, or nail polish for a temporary high. It's things that have been around forever, but now with this new craze of social media, it could be making its ways again. You might hear it be called huffing, chroming, or in the medical community, it's just known as inhalant abuse. That's what it is. It's inhalant abuse. Healthcare providers like Justin Rapoff, DO, an emergency medicine physician who sees patients at OSF Healthcare, are again reminding parents about serious health impacts of this activity and what to do if your child shows symptoms. It's especially important for kids to steer clear, he says, because their organs are still developing. An interruption to that development could mean trouble. Young people could also be more susceptible to peer pressure, giving in when other kids tell them to try something. Here's what the doctor has to say. Inhalant abuse is common because there are things that can be easily found in your house. They're underneath your kitchen sink and in your garage and in your bathroom. They're cheap and they're easy to find. There are short and long-term effects for inhalant abuse. Among the short-term issues are the general haze the activity will put you in. So being under a general haze, if you have to, for example, drive a vehicle while you're under the influence, you could crash or you will face legal consequences. If you're intoxicated at work or school, your performance will decline. You can have cognitive difficulties and even dementia later in life, the doctor added, over the long-term impacts of inhalant abuse. You can have bone marrow suppression and anemia. You can also have abnormal coordination. This is really fascinating on this. I didn't know. Also, cardiac arrest, which is when the heart stops beating suddenly, is also possible. If your child is showing signs of intoxication, slurred speech, nausea, confusion, and a lack of balance are big ones, you call 911 and get them to the emergency department. Inhalants hit similar receptors to those hit by alcohol. In cases of intoxication, which last around 2 to 30 minutes. That means you should get your child checked out even if they feel better. The doctor says providers will likely test the person's blood, their urine, and their heart. There's no bona fide treatment for inhalant abuse, but providers will treat the symptoms. For example, if your child feels nauseous or is vomiting, providers may give an anti-nausea medication, but that's about it. What about avoiding an unpleasant trip to the hospital in the first place? Well, talk to your children. That's it. Tell them about the effects of this, the risks of huffing, and generally any emotional issues they're dealing with. Talk to them about those too. That's what the doctor's advising. The young ones may be turning to inhalants to cope or for different reasons. In fact, Dr. Rapoff says studies have shown that young people abuse inhalants. They are more likely to use heroin, or they're even more likely to commit suicide later in life. Parents should also pay attention to kids' behaviors, especially if they make unexplained purchases of things like hairspray or whipped cream canisters. Keep items that could be misused out of reach. Put things like markers and cosmetics out only when it's time to use them. Keep things like spray paint and gasoline canisters locked up somewhere in a garage if you're dealing with the situations that are being described here in this article. Just another great one from our friends at OSF Healthcare. But folks, my voice is gone. I'm out of time. We have a full show tomorrow, and I hope you join me then. It's 11 o'clock in downtown Alton. I'll see you bright and early, live at 9. But until then, try your best to stay out of jail.